Hello, soul friends. This is Miriam, and welcome back to my channel. Today's pick a card reading is all about what is currently challenging you. So, what's the next big challenge coming towards you in your current energy or whenever that you happen to be coming across this reading? Remember, no matter your individual beliefs, tarot or oracle reading is simply your spirit guides coming forward to give you advice, or it's just your subconscious mind helping you answer life's ponders. No matter how you look at that, it's healthy and you are in the right place. Here are the decks we will be using today. Oh, let's see. Those are our tarot choices for the day. Not choices, you're going to get what you get. And then for oracle, let's just do this one. All right, for group one, you have the spider and the Yellowstone. Group two, you have this Jack the Ripper looking guy. Except for he's got an axe. I don't think Jack the Ripper ever used an axe. But the top hat is very Jack the Ripper-ish looking. And the citrine rock, or crystal, whatever. We have the obsidian gold sheen obsidian. Ooh. And this wingy dingy demon looking thing. And then we have this poor drowned looking lady and the mustard heart. All right, so go ahead and just pick whichever image or images speaks to you the most. We will see you in your individual readings all about what is this challenge that's coming towards you and how will you get through it. All right, we'll see you in the individual readings, my friends. Take care. Bye. Hello, group one. So if you pick the Yellowstone and the spider, you picked the devil card from this deck. I feel like for some of you, this challenge that's coming towards you right off the bat is like an addiction challenge of like committing yourself to better health. And there's all kinds of weird addictions out there, my friends. Like I have this weird, I don't know if it's called an addiction. I find it to be an aversion. I have an aversion to drinking enough water to keep me alive. I don't know why, but my brain and body are just like, don't want to drink the water. And I'm like, but you're gonna die. I'm like, don't care. Like, I'll drink something else, and it's like, what is going on? As I drink tea, not water. And yeah. So it's like, I feel like some of you might be like going against a harsher substance, like, full disclosure, I used to have a problem with alcohol. I still consider myself to have problems with alcohol. So I do not touch the alcohol, because if I touch the alcohol, there will be problems. So I feel like some of you, that's the challenge coming towards you, that you see it coming, is that maybe there's something you have to quit and you don't want to, but you know that the time is now, right? Or like, I can't put off quitting smoking or vaping anymore because I can't believe I don't have cancer already, like that kind of feeling. Or I got to quit drinking now because I can't believe my liver is even half okay at this point. Those types of deals. Or like, I can't guarantee I won't get in a fight if I get drunk tonight, or I can't guarantee I won't drunk dial my ex or whatever, like that kind of stuff. So I feel like you're going towards something that you're going to have to change. Another thing that I see challenging some of the people in this group is feeling tangled up with a person. Ugh. And I feel like I'm okay to talk about this with you because I feel like you are not fighting the bad news on this one, I guess you could say. And I'm sure, like, watching readings, you've had that same feeling of, like, I do it when I watch readings. I'm like, you better tell me what I want to hear, or I'm going to take it out on you, lady. You know what I mean? I don't usually say anything mean to them. If I did, that'd be a weird karmic way to get after myself. But it's like this idea of like you would tangled up with this person, and maybe 6 months ago, or even maybe a month ago, you would have argued with me if I was to say even half of the stuff I'm about to say to you for this reading, if you're tangled up with a person. But I feel like there's been some true colors that came out with this person, and you're like, oof, I think I might have misjudged them. I don't think that they're who I thought they might have been. Okay. And so if that's the case, I feel like you're kind of gearing yourself up towards the challenge of like breaking up with somebody. Or if you're not breaking up with them because you're not romantic and it's just like a friend or something, like you're like distancing yourself. I feel like you're also doing it carefully. Like you're worried that if they notice that you're trying to get out, that they're going to pounce on you in some way. Ew. I don't feel like it's too much of a predatory vibe. Like, I do feel some sexual tension in this card. It's like maybe you were friends with somebody and then you figured out that they're not really your friend, okay? And they were just like holding out, pretending to get something out of you. For some of you, I feel like they were just holding out to sleep with you. Like you had friend zoned them, right? So to speak. And they decided to, I don't know, like not go after you, but like once you realize that that's what they were after and not just friendship, I feel like that wasn't in alignment with what you wanted. In other cases, it feels like not that they wanted to like sleep with you or be romantic with you, but you might have a partner that they were either scamming on for themselves or sort of scamming on you and your partner in the sense of like wanting to break you up possibly. Or like just wanting things to not go well for the two of you. And like you might have even actually like caught them trying to sow discord between you, like cause fights between you and your partner. I feel like in some cases, if you're in a partnership that's going well and this spider devil figure is kind of like the one that's causing you trouble, I feel like it might actually be like, in some cases, it could be like you are a step parent and your significant other's child doesn't want you around, doesn't want the union to happen, doesn't want you in their life, doesn't want you with their parent. You know, that kind of feeling is there. What else? I feel like for some, you might just be a parent and you're dealing with a really emotionally, brain isn't developed yet, but hormones are in full swing, adolescent jerk face. And I don't care. All adolescents have the capability of being jerk faces just like all adults do. And man, they do it with all the bravado of somebody who has a not finished developed brain can do. And then if they say they start drinking alcohol at a young age, their brain isn't even developed yet. And then they turn into a real awesome person. So that all being said, I feel like that's kind of part of the issue as well. Okay, so what do we have here? Let's break it down. We had the addiction thing, quitting something that you know is bad for you, quitting a person that you know is bad for you, whether that person ended up being like, I'm like so cold, I'm getting pruny fingers. It's like that beautiful fall time of the year where like it's really pretty outside, like it's sunshiny and like the weather's been like, 70s to like 85 and it's just beautiful. And I can't go out there because it's just rabbit brush everywhere. Even people who aren't allergic to rabbit brush, it's like onions. It still makes your eyes water, right? And so like, everybody's like, what is this rabbit brush? If you don't know what it is, just like go to sleep tonight and think, man, I'm so glad I don't know what rabbit brush is because I hear that you don't even have to be allergic to it for it to make you feel terrible. But in any event, inside the houses, it's not so warm, which is great. I don't like being hot inside the house. like in the summer. But I'm cold. I got pruny fingers. And I made the mistake of making iced tea instead of hot tea. It was silly me. Anyway, so we have the addiction thing. We have the person who wanted to be romantic with you thing. Okay. There was another angle to that one. Thank you, Spirit. For some of you, this was a friend thing for you the whole way, and you were like, no, we're just friends. I was hoping you weren't going to take it there, but here we are, right? There's others that were also not totally reciprocal to the romance, but aware of it and was also attracted to that person, but that person's true colors have come out in a way that is making them not feel attractive to you now. Like they seemed really attractive before, but it's like time has gone by and you've gotten to know each other better that you're starting to realize like, yeah, like it's not like you hate this person or think they're a bad person. It's not like that. You just don't feel like they're compatible for you as like a partner in even a casual sense. Okay. Casual or serious, you're like, this is no way it's going to work out. Like, I think in some cases, some of you have noticed that this person kind of depreciates you a little bit. Like, ha ha ha. But at the same time, they're like slowly kind of breaking you down. And so with the romance thing, some of you are getting tipped off to that in this idea of, are you doing that thing that Miriam talks about in her videos where you're breaking me down so that I desperately seek your approval and only your approval? And that's how you're going to keep me under your thumb. And that's also how you're going to keep it to where, like, say we were in a romantic relationship. Is that how you're going to keep it to where you don't have to make as many sacrifices as I do? Okay. I'm going to segue for a second. So go ahead and skip this part of the video if you don't want free advice. If you ever feel like someone is doing that to you, it's because they are. Okay? It's not an accident. It's not them trying to be funny. It's not them doing any of that. They're breaking you down so that you desperately seek their approval. And once they have you where they want you, then they like get a weird sick enjoyment out of when they're going to give you a compliment or when they're not going to give you a compliment, when they're going to raise you up and tear you down. It's like a weird, like a spider spinning a web. And I like spiders, but not this energy. I also feel like this person, if we're dealing with a person, this person has not been above lying to you about certain things. Like, for example, if they are trying to come between you and your partner or cause discord in your relationships, and this could be if it's like your stepkid as well. It's like they're like immature about how they're doing everything, no matter what the situation is. It's like, if they're like a stepkid, they're old enough to know that like their parent isn't going to stay single forever, and that obviously they wouldn't want their parent to have to just be single until they move out, or whatever. Like some people even freak out when their parents get with somebody after they're like grown up and moved out. Like if you're that person, please stop doing that. Like for real. Like you can see like not wanting them with somebody that's like a total like jerk face. I get that, but like, like be realistic about it. If it's like a romantic thing and they've been breaking you down, it just kind of gives you an idea of like what being in a coupling with them would be like, that you wouldn't be the one that was held special to them. You would have to be constantly mired down by trying to make sure that they're pleased with you and how you're treating them. Beware of people who guilt trip you for stuff you haven't even done yet. Okay? Like they might guilt trip you into things like, oh gosh, or not even guilt trip you, like warn you into things. Like I've seen like problematic relationships where like one of the partners was like, if I tell you that I don't want to talk about it anymore, we have to just drop it. And it's like, okay, because my last relationship would not drop it. And that's why we broke up. So it's like they're setting you up already, right? So that when it comes time to do work in a regular relationship, which, yes, part of that is discussing and having arguments and making sacrifices, right, for it to work. It's like they're copying themselves out of their share already. And they're like setting it up that way as like a self-preservation, but like you're the one that ends up taking the fall. And what sucks about those types of relationships is that when you get wise to it and you go to get away, this is why I'm agreeing with those that are like trying to get out of it subtly. Yeah, they will bite you. You know what I mean? Like, if at the very least, they'll slander you to your face and be like, oh, you're, a bad person, or you're selfish, or you're a bad partner, those kinds of things. And it's like, and so then you have to, like, if you're an empath, it's super important to feel understood and believed. And so when you move out of that situation, then you're the one that has to live with them just declaring to everyone that you were the one that was bad, right? And that they were the one that was good, and you just screwed them over, man. It's like, ugh. So all of you that are trying to get out of this devil energy, you are in the right decision mode of like, yes, it's time to get out of this situation before it gets any worse. I feel like you're all in a situation, even if it's like a physical addiction, that you have a great shot at getting through this. Okay. So if you're dealing with like a physical addiction, my gosh, just ask people for help. Go online, find out what resources are available to you. Email me. I'll send you to some places, like that kind of deal as a fellow recovering addict myself. But I feel like you're making the right decision of getting away from this person, or getting away from this substance, or away from this situation. If it's a stepkid situation, you and your partner have to unite against them. And the same thing if it's like a friend that's trying to cause discord between you and your partner. You got to side up with your partner, even if it means losing your friend. Okay? Because here's the deal. Let's say, let's say that you were attracted to this person enough, if it was a reciprocal romance, enough that you might have even considered, choosing them over your significant other, right? Depending on your individual situations, you might not want to be with your current partner, depending on what goes on between you, because we're not really reading on that right now. But it feels like this romantic interest in a person that either was friend-zoned or whatever does not feel like a good compatible match for you. And the reason I feel that way is because this person has not heard your side. I'm also not seeing them considering how things are for you, what your feelings are like. It's more like, what is this person doing for me? How can I make sure that they stay in line? How can I make sure that I have them pinned down where I need them to be? How can I make sure to phrase this so that when we argue about what I want to do later, I can be like, I remember I told you not to ever bring this up because that's what my ex used to do, and that's why we broke up, Just that threatening, emotionally, like, manipulative. I wouldn't call them a narcissist. Like, I'm not going to make a diagnosis on anybody, but it is a narcissistic trait. Okay. It's a selfish trait. And so that is kind of what your guides are saying as far as challenges coming towards you. So your instincts are spot on. If you're like, I don't know, I think this might be a bad situation. I think I might need to get out. Your guides are pretty well on board with you for that one. They're like, yeah, this seems a little bit not good. Okay, let's get some more tarot out of a full tarot deck. Oh, yay. I like to see the sun when yay, and 10 of Cups when we're doing readings. Okay. Well, let's talk about that. Yes. Okay. Okay. Yes, I understand. Okay. Stick with your instincts, and this is what you're headed for. Okay? Stick with your instincts about getting out of this situation, and this is what you get in return. The Sun and the Ten of Cups. Especially if you're wondering about romance, the Ten of Cups is where most people would want to be romantically and not in the devil situation. All right? Other than just like the lust thing with the devil. It can be kind of fun, I guess, but not in this reading. In this reading, it's not good. So follow those instincts and do it like you've thought that you're going to, if it's you and your partner against a person that's trying to split you apart, talk with them about it, but don't do it in the sense of like, do you know what your kid said to me today? Or, oh, guess so-and-so wants to sleep with me pretty bad. He told me so. Or I guess so-and-so sent me this picture of her in her bikini. What do you think? And you're like, what? So like, that would not be the way to approach that. I would say like approaching it in the sense of like, hey, we need to talk about, my friend so-and-so and have a little discussion about it and just be like, I feel like things are getting unfriendish between them. And like, I don't know, if you're feeling like somewhat reciprocal towards the romance part, like if you're not going to act on it, I probably wouldn't put that on my partner. But like, if you need to be honest, and be like, hey, I wouldn't be feeling this way about somebody else or catching feelings for somebody else if there wasn't something that you and I need to look at. That might be something that you need to look at within those individual relationships with your partner. If it's like a stepkid situation, you just need to unite against that kid. They're being a butt. I can't say the other words. I should just start cussing on this channel. Who cares? But they're just being a brat. There we go. And so you guys just need to unite against that. If it's your partner and you think about it this way, if your partner had a friend and they started scamming on them, you would want them to tell you, right? And get a chance to work something out before they go and have a full-fledged affair, that kind of deal. So like if you've got a partner in this situation, you need to prioritize them. And you need to get away from that person. I'm just saying, like, it's not good, y'all. And I'm not saying they're going to ruin your life or anything, but man, they probably could make it suck for a while. Because if you don't stay away from them, you just got more devil and tower energy. Like something could fall apart. It could ruin your partnership that you have. It could, if there is no partner, it's still like between you and this person could end up like this because of the energy that they're rocking. They're not rocking a very giving energy towards you or towards anyone. It's kind of like they're holed up in their little web, like backed up, like nobody better mess with me or I'm going to bite them. It's like, ugh. I feel like if you try to have faith and keep trying to win them over and seek their approval, okay, that it's just going to end you up here, which is going to eventually land you here and here. So that is what I am seeing as far as your challenge and your situation. I don't think we need to say much more than that. But I did say I was going to give you some more oracle cards. So let's do that. I like to bury them so that you have to look at my weird arms while I dig them back out again. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you. Okay. So what I'm seeing with this is that you are absolutely right with this person possibly escalating if this is a person you're dealing with, okay? If it's an addiction you're dealing with or a substance you're dealing with, your body and brain are going to fight you from quitting, right? Worst said sentence ever, but like here we are. Your body doesn't want you to stop. Your brain will actually make you feel panicked. Like, I'm going to die without this, right? And you won't, you know? Now, keep in mind, people, if you are planning on quitting a substance, you need to get medical help. There are some substances, alcohol included, that the withdrawal can kill you. And so if you're to the physically addicted point, you need to talk to a doctor first. Okay, somebody, so that you can find out exactly where your body's at, so that when you do try to quit, you don't end up hurting yourself. Okay, I'm seeing that there's going to be enchantment. So that person or friend or kid or whatever could throw on the charms to try to get you back under their thumb again in some way, or try to gain an advantage over you in some way. They're going to throw on their charms around other people. Okay. If it's the substance itself, you're going to start to idolize it and be like, oh yeah, remember how fun it was to have like a martini on a sunny fall day or whatever. Your guides are warning against that, to not let that deter you from your path, because that will deter you from your reward being this. You're like my two favorite cards in the entire deck of tarot. Because this is all happiness forever, and this is like a good partnership, right? The kind that I want, right? And the kind that I believe exists. And so your guides are showing that it will intensify. Like, that person's negativity could get worse before it gets better, depending on how smooth of an exit you can make, okay? You are protected. Your guides are here to protect you. So call out for their protection against like this person. Call out for their protection against them enchanting you or enchanting your significant other. Because I did point out that possibly this person could have been scamming on your significant other as well. It doesn't feel like that as much, but I feel like those things can bounce either way. So that being said, I feel like if you just keep that first initial thought of like, I need to get away in order to obtain this and avoid this, and my guides are going to help me, that will help you keep all this nasty stuff over here. Right? And all the good stuff over here. All right. That is all I have for you, my friends. Let me know if this was helpful in the comment section. You can give me topic ideas there as well. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, there are ways to do so in the description box. We will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye. Hello, group 2. So if you picked the Sparkly Citrine Raw Stone and this Jack the Ripper character looking guy, you got the Strength card. So what I'm seeing with this right off the bat is that it's a person that's challenging some of you. I feel like if they're not an authority figure over you, they try to kind of be an authority figure over everyone. Gross already. So I feel like it's like an authority figure or somebody who comes off as one or wants to give off an air of authority. I feel like for some of you, this is like a boss. I feel like for others that it's not a romantic connection, but there might be some attraction from the boss figure, and this doesn't have to be a man, it can be a woman too. The boss figure has kind of got an attraction thing for some of you that are watching this. And so it's like they fixate on you more in that sense, not maybe so much in a harassing way, but like they notice you more, they might make comments towards you more. I also feel like they might treat you differently from others in a bad way, not in a good way, like not favoring you, but like being harder on you. Like I feel like if you are an attractive person, like they might even bring things up like how things are easier for you because you're attractive. That kind of gross stuff. Ew. The other part that I'm feeling is it's not like one person in particular. It's like an overbearing like society or an overbearing like workplace where It could just, yeah, like it almost feels like the some people that are watching this group had to deal with like authority figures like this way too much. It might be something that that some of you do attribute to gender, right? And I'm not saying that you're a bad person if you do that. Lots of people do that. Pretty sure everybody does that. But like, so like if it's like something along the lines of like, you know, women versus men, like, oh, you know, a woman could lie about you and just ruin your whole life, you know, and everybody just believes it because she's a woman, right? Or the flip side of that, of like, you know, oh, he's in a position of power, you know, if it's like a work thing. And same thing with like a female boss. They're in a position of power, but they're like also fixated on you in a way that's like not professional. And you know that's why, but like no one said anything about it out loud. So like you can't really call them out on it. If that sort of thing is going on, you need to start documenting that. I don't care how little of a situation it is. And if it's happening all the time and you don't have time to do them all day long, just do the ones you can. Jot down in a notebook or on an app on your phone, just the date, the time, and this is what was said. And this is the air that it gave me, you know, it made me feel uncomfortable, or I felt like I was in more trouble than Charlotte, you know, or whatever, right? Start documenting that, because especially if it's like a boss situation where they're like in charge of you, like you can't be discriminating and doing weird stuff in the workplace. And regardless of how bad of a workplace is that you work at, it might feel pointless to like even try to fight that kind of stuff because it's that corrupt or that messed up. Then that's the time that you need to leave that job. Okay. And so I feel like if it's not a specific person, the challenge is just that persona or that air of like having somebody over the top of you. So like it might be like upsetness at like government institutions, the higher ups at work, the people at the bank, you know, like the IRS, you know, stuff like that. It feels like an irritation. Ooh, at like maybe even like authority figures that are physical authority, like police, right? Some people can get really, really upset about some things that police do. And I feel like if you are upset by a person or an institution or a group, you all have every right to feel that way. I don't feel like you're blowing this out of proportion. I don't feel like you are looking for problems where they don't exist. I feel like this is very much a problem. And it's like a problem that's so big that you're either going to have to maybe fight it because it's a challenge, right? Or move away from it to something else because it does feel quite toxic. Okay. Let us get you some more tarot about this situation. Wow. All right. Ace of Pentacles right off the bat. That's good. Page of Pentacles, also good. Oh my gosh. Ace of Swords and Five of Coins. And then we have Seven of Coins. Okay. I'm starting to feel more of the institutions now with all these coins. I feel like, oops. I'm like getting them all pretty on my end, and like meanwhile it's all falling apart over here with you. Sorry about that. Okay. Let's see if we can scoochies. Okay. So I feel like, you know, like it's like your job is taking too much of a cut, you know? Or like there's like, I don't know, for example, you know, you might work online at home, like on a platform like I do, right? And one of the platforms you feel like takes too much of their cut and doesn't leave enough for you, right? That kind of feeling. I'm also feeling that Those of you who are dealing with a person are worried that if you go against that person, that you're just going to be alone forever and waiting forever and nothing is ever good is going to ever happen to you. Please let go of that mentality. Like, man, she got frustrated really fast. I did. Please let go of that mentality that you need anyone in your life but yourself. Yes, we all need help, right? We all could use a friend. All of the old cliche sayings are all still in application here. But feeling like this or feeling like someone's just got you pinned under their thumb are like not either good ways to be. Like, that's a terribly articulated sentence, but I think you understood what I meant. I also feel like if you are worried about money, or the system that you feel stuck in or feel challenged by, the truth of this situation is like, you know that none of this is fair, okay? You know how boxed in you are or what your options are. And so like now comes the time where instead of waiting to see what happens, we go into action. Okay, so you start documenting, right? If it's a workplace thing. If it's a relationship with someone, then you start hyping yourself up and reminding yourself what you bring to the table. Okay? What else? If it's a money thing, there might be a better place to go or you can make money doing something different. I don't want you to feel like just because you make a change out of this that you're going to end up here, because that's not how it's going to be. It's going to be like this. Okay, and good news coming in. All right, let's get you some oracle cards. Oh my gosh. Spell casting manifestation. Yes, I like that. I feel like with that spell casting manifestation card that your guides are saying, like, you are the one with the power, not these other clowns. Okay. We also have moon magic phases. Yes, this is just a phase. This is not where you have to be. This is not where you have to stay, right? You can move on to something else. You can make different choices. Okay, it's a pretty short reading it felt like, but I think we're going to leave you there. I felt like group 1 had a much longer reading, but oh well, if it is what it is, it is what it is. I feel like this is something that will pass. It is within your power for it to pass a little bit faster. So you don't have to stay in that 7 of Pentacles energy, like waiting and seeing. Start documenting now if you're documenting stuff. And start looking for exit strategies if an exit is what you think is for the best. All right, let me know how this was helpful to you in the comments section. Give me topic ideas there as well. If you would like to book a private reading with me, there are ways to do so in the description box. We'll see you in the next one, my friends. Take care. Hi, group 3. So if you picked the Obsidian and the Justice card, Justice is the card that you picked. Not that you can see it very well. There it is. And so right off the bat, I've got legal things coming into my mind. Specifically divorce and breakups are coming into my mind. Another challenge itself could be legal in the sense of you going against someone else, like, like suing an old workplace or seeking restitution for some other where. I don't know. I don't understand legal stuff, nor would I take advice from me on those legal stuffs. But there's also this air of just challenging things that are unjust, okay? So you might come into contact with something along the lines of somebody being mistreated in some way, in your workplace, or seeing certain community members being mistreated in some way in your community or in your country, your state, whatever. I feel like Some of you might be getting into a legal battle, and it's not even actually like your legal issue. Like it's not your divorce, like it's you helping your friend who's going through a horrible divorce or something along those lines. Okay. Some of you I feel like are actually going through a breakup or getting a divorce of some kind. It does feel like there's money involved in most of the cases, whether it's loss of money, loss of incomes, owing of monies, etc. and so forth, shared assets, everybody feeling like they're walking away from the negotiation, feeling like they got a little bit messed over. Not really any winners or losers, just the situation that you're in. Okay. So it does feel quite legal. If it's not legal, it has something to do with fairness and truth and like doing the right thing. Okay, let's get some more tarot and see what else we can see. See, pile 1 went on for way too long. I feel like the other piles are going to be short, like I wanted them to originally be. We have the Hanged One, 10 of Cups, and the Fool. Very nice. So your guides are showing you because there aren't any really real winners or losers in this type of a situation, they are showing every party kind of getting out okay. Okay, so if it's a divorce between you and a partner, then they show it working out all right. They show, faith coming in. They show people looking at things differently. They show reconciliation, new romances that might pop up for people later, etc. and so forth. And they're saying time, it's going to take a little bit of time. Like legal things always take time. And so they're trying to get you to look at things differently while you wait, to try to repair things while you wait as well. Like try to repair what you can in your given situations between you and your ex-partners, or whatever the situation is. If you're standing up for somebody, you're just being very, very steadfastly supportive to them, but at the same time staying objective and helping them ponder through big decisions in a way that makes their life easier. If it's like a friend that's getting divorced, okay, or a friend that's going up against somebody legally, I feel like maybe this part doesn't feel as legal. It's like somebody turned somebody in or knocked somebody off, but it was like something that needed to happen. And like, you're going to back that person up is kind of what I'm feeling there too. Other things, spirits, other things. Okay. Anything else that they need to know with the tarot? Good. They're showing good balance. They're showing good partnerships flourishing. If you are breaking up with someone, you should end up being amicable after it's all over with, which is great. Okay, let's get some. Oh, and 2 of Cups popped out on that extra deck there. Magical clothing empowerment. Interesting. Curses and remedies for healing. Ew. Yeah, I feel like, it's the type of situation like with divorce and legal issues where like it could turn ugly, but I feel like nobody in this situation is going to turn it ugly. I feel like you're actually, like if it's a divorce situation, like both parties are still listening to each other. Both parties still seem to at least respect and care enough about each other that they're not trying to win over on them or hurt them in some way or come out on top. It's like the situation is just people acting like mature adults. What a concept. What a lovely, lovely notion. I think it's creepy that dresser looks just like one my little sister used to have that was like old. It was really old. It's creepy. But anyway, What else? Like even where it's set up in the room looks like the old room that she used to have it set up in. That's so weird. Wonder what that means. Probably nothing for you. I'm also seeing that where there is room for poisons or curses, there's also room for remedies and potions to fix it, right? And so your guides are showing that. I also like that sigil above this person's head. That might be something to trace on to your whatever you like to trace sigils onto to give them power, okay? I'm also feeling like that any bad situation has good things to come out of it. Like I see if it's like a divorce that you guys end up like being friends or end up like in happier relationships with other people. I see things being doled out evenly, right? I see good partnerships. And so I feel like you are going to be just fine. And I feel like that's a very short reading, but I really don't feel like saying much else about it. End you on a high note. Why don't we group threes? If this was helpful, tell me how in the comment section. You can give me topic ideas there as well. If you would like to book a private reading with me, please do so using the description box information. And I am very easy to get a hold of. We will see you in the next one, my friends. Take care. Bye. Hi, group 4. So if you picked the little heart, you picked the Temperance card. In this Temperance card, she looks quite drowned. Like I get like the Ophelia vibe from the play Hamlet. It's like, I feel like for a lot of you, the challenge is going to be a recovery of physical health, I feel like for some. And for others, it's an emotional balance, like recovering from like a terrible breakup or recovering from a terrible betrayal, where somebody, I feel like even possibly maybe some people out there watching might have actually gotten physically hurt by someone else, either on purpose or by negligence, but it feels like on purpose. So if that happened to you, I'm very, very sorry. I hope it was the type of situation where you were able to report that somebody did something like that to you. I feel like for some, you might be coming out of an emotionally abusive relationship or even a physically abusive relationship. What else? I also feel like some of you feel like your whole world got ripped out from underneath you. And so now you're just kind of free floating or sinking, or you feel like you're drowning, because all your supports got jerked out from underneath you. That's also coming through. What is about pile 4s and heavy energy today? Interesting. What else? So the main thing I'm seeing here being the challenge is just recovery, healing, feeling okay again, getting new supports to come in for you if you don't have them already. Okay, what am I doing? Yeah, let's get some more tarot. Like this is supposed to be a short reading, but I'm so frazzled from doing so many readings that I can't keep track of what's happening anymore. Ooh, 4 of Wands. Page of Wands. King of Wands. Woohoo! I like these 3 as well. Okay. All right, my friends. So what we have here, I don't understand why my screen is so weird. Sometimes it's just does whatever it was. The camera on this phone is so terrible, you guys. Anyway, and it's a brand new phone. I'm just disgusted by it. So your guides are showing you that, and they're showing me that whatever this recovery is, the bad has already happened, and now there's nothing left to do but go forward. And so they're giving me lots of messages of hope, okay? Like celebrations, new inspirations, like so many wands, like new partnerships, new love, new information that you didn't know you had before, celebrating that information, celebrating those who stood by you during hard times, breaking away from the chains of devil energy in the sense that you are not going to be mired down in that drowning feeling forever, that you're actually just kind of, if somebody gets knocked down, it does take a couple of minutes to dust yourself up and get back up again, right? But like, they're showing that you're already well on your way, that like the worst is pretty much over. And so what they're encouraging you to do is focus in on those people who were there for you, the people who are coming in who are new, the energy that's coming in that feels new, lots of new inspirations coming in, and then emotional fulfillment at the end of it. I also feel like that these two complement each other more in that they're both very giving, okay? And that this energy is moving away from this and moving towards this and this. Okay. So that's the main thing I'm feeling there, is like this feeling of healing for sure, but like replacing all that hurt with things that are better. Very nice. Let's get you some oracle. Oh my gosh. Oh, I feel like that was so much more noisy and like upsetting than it needed to be. Look at all the cards you got. Guess we'll take them all. We have elemental magic, nature. Yes, nature can be a healing thing. So some of you might need to get out into nature. The walking sticks are all kind of calling to me now in a different way. Sigils, we were just talking about sigils a second ago, maybe in the last reading, but maybe in yours. Symbols. So finding little symbols and carving them into things and putting them in doorways. I was just doing some hair health type sigils on my like hair bottles and my brushes. Okay, that kind of thing. Witches runes. Foretelling. Ew. I feel like some of you, that new inspiration that's coming in to help heal you is going to be kind of a magic-y sense. There's also a sigil carved into this tree that I think is significant for y'all. You can see it. It's like little arrows. And I get the hanged man energy from this as well, like seeing things differently, looking at things through a new lens, being inspired in new ways, finding new love. And Aradia, magic, man. Yeah, I feel like some of you are just really getting into magic. Look at all these sigils. So you got the sigil card, but then you've got sigils all over your cards. So like, very, very, very interesting. Lots of powerful energy coming in around you. I feel like for some of you, you're learning to heal yourself, like physically even. Okay, but emotionally, especially too, like using magic, using sigils, and using even maybe like EMDR type psychology to help you. I do EMDR. What else? So many little symbols. I would pause this and zoom in if I were you, because there are a lot of symbols here. We got this tree, this lightning bolt, these drops of water. Earth, air, fire, water, right? We have sigils up the yin yang, candles up the yin yang. We got looking at things differently, looking at things from a totally new perspective. What is on the ground there? Yeah, that's just her shadow. Huh. Interesting. So I feel like you are not drowning, that you are going to pull yourself up. You're just kind of free floating for a second while you gather your ideas. Everything is going to be okay. All right. Let me know if this was helpful in the comment section. Give me topic ideas there as well. If you would like to book a private reading with me, you can get a hold of me in the description box. There are ways to find me. We'll see you in the next one, my friends. Take care. Bye.